The floating barrier wall in the Rio Grande River is nearing completion. Work started during the weekend. Governor Abbott says it was a way to stop immigrants from crossing into Eagle Pass, Texas. Fox 4 Stephen Dial live with more on the process and possible lawsuits. Stephen.
One lawsuit has already been filed against the state of Texas in reference to the floating border barrier. DPS officials today told me that it's in efforts to be a deterrent and also, in their words, prevent drowning.
The installation of a floating barrier wall in the Rio Grande is expected to be completed by the end of this week. Governor Greg Abbott says it's to stop immigrants from crossing into Eagle Pass, Texas. DPS Lieutenant Chris Oliveira spoke to Fox News about the progress this week.
The river is very dangerous, so now having this marine barrier in place in the middle of the river will deter any unlawful crossings, will prevent drownings, and also will prevent human smugglers from bringing people across the river into the country illegally. 1,000
feet of marine barrier is being put in the middle of the river, about the length of 3 football fields. A common question asked to Fox 4 is, couldn't someone just swim under the barrier? Oliveira says that the buoys are 4 feet in diameter and 1 foot underwater, making it difficult for someone to go under or over it.
Prevent drownings. During the 4th of July weekend holiday, we as a state recovered 4 bodies, including an infant child, from drowning. And again, right now the river is very dangerous. The water level is very high.
There has been criticism of Operation Lone Star since it started. Now, with the floating barrier being installed, there has been at least 1 lawsuit filed against the state. We talked to former federal prosecutor John Helms.
The whole idea of the challenge is going to be that it is the responsibility and the duty and the prerogative of the federal government to decide how our borders are protected. And so if the Biden administration doesn't seem to care, just seems to want to let it happen, then I think that that's a pretty good answer to that question.
Oliveira says news of the lawsuit is not stopping their plan.
We felt that criticism, and even now with this, but it's not going to stop what we're doing. We have to do something to secure the border. The federal government has not done anything in the past 2 years.
I asked Lieutenant Oliveira today if and when an additional amount of floating barrier will be sent down to the border. He says they're going to see how well the first 1,000 yards works, and then they'll see if they need to add or move into different locations along the river.